that makes me excited to see it.
So welcome back to Cooper's Ferry. This is week 7 and we're beginning to wrap things up for the season. We are in our last few days of excavating, and behind me you can see the students taking a photograph of a last level that's getting us down into what we think are glacial wind-blown sediments known as loess. And this part of the site, when we excavated in 1997, produced really old archaeological components. We found a pit feature dug into the surface of this wind-blown dust, and it ultimately produced really amazing things from an equipment cache that we found buried in the ground. This year, as we're excavating on the east side of Area A, we've encountered that same deposit, but we haven't found nearly as many artifacts. And that's interesting too, that obviously there's some kind of density, I guess you could say, of the artifacts distributed across the site. We're also going to take some very special samples from some of this wind-blown glacial dust using a technique called optically stimulated luminescence dating. And simply put, it's just a technique that can tell us how long quartz sand grains have been buried, how long they've been in the dark. So we'll use special sample tubes that we've created. We're going to put them into the wall. They capture a cylinder of sediment that's not exposed to the sun. We'll wrap it up and send it off to a laboratory, and they'll give us an idea about the age for different layers that we don't have a lot of information about how old it is. Oh, really? In addition to finding this buried glacial dust in Area A, we've been finding it over in Area B as well. So as they're excavating, they're uncovering the very surface of this stuff, and right away they started to find artifacts, which is very exciting. And this was the kind of thing that we were hoping would happen.
What we have here is a articulated calcaneus and a lower portion of the humerus, which appears to be broken off due to a butchering technique with a hammerstone. And probably 5 centimeters away, we've uncovered a mandible of some animal we can't be sure yet that we're slowly unearthing.
I think we're gonna have
It off in the deer and it just fell out.
Okay, Matt. What do you
Okay.
think?
It might be right on top of that stuff. And just work the tip on it very carefully. There you go. You did it. Okay, now pick the whole thing up and put it right here, right in the middle here.
Really heavy. It's like half dirt.
That's good.
Alright.
That's what we want.
Okay, so this is a deer bone awl that we found.
So on the bone, reason why we think it's an awl is because it's really smooth, and it's also very pointed. It's also very polished, so it's been worn.
Yeah. I mean, you can see some like use wear on this actually right here near the tip. And the cool thing about these is that they were traditionally considered women's tools among a lot of the Plateau Indians. So the woman would like make an awl when she was a young woman and keep it all her life, and a lot of the times be buried with it.
Okay, so today in the screen, the 1/8 inch screen for Unit 23 Level 2, I found these 2 pieces of FCR, firecrack rock, that turns out fit together. So FCR is rock that's been used to heat up water, to boil water. And we know that FCR is firecracked because of the fissures that happen in it. Like if you look at the rock, there's no one place where it was really cracked open. It just kind of splits really evenly. You can see the fissure line is really even. It's like it fits together basically perfectly. we infer that these rocks were used to heat up water based on the fact that the Nez Perce, who originally lived in the lower Salmon River Canyon as well as other places in the surrounding areas, would use rocks like these, like smooth river cobbles, to heat up their water in baskets that they made. Like, they didn't have metal tools, they didn't have metal cookware, but they had baskets that they used to heat up water. And the fact that we find these in these lower levels and in levels like I was excavating shows that this is a tradition that precedes the modern Nez Perce in the lower Salmon River Canyon.
So we only have a couple days left excavating, and then we'll move on to putting it all back to bed for the winter. We'll have to fill the holes back in, clean all this equipment up, take the shelters down, and put everything back where they needs to be for storage until we come back next summer.